Hi everybody, this is Miss G and I have some hot tea today, which is tea in my tea room here is trauma, empowerment, and action. And I always like to say we don't spend too much time on the actual trauma. We don't want to stir it around, but we want to honor the fact that it's causing some kind of disruption for us that we then need to enlighten ourselves to the pathway out of it or feel empowered to take that next action. And I think one of the biggest things that I've been working on over the past several years is freedom, and freedom to be able to do, say, and act the way that I think is best in accordance with my values and my goals, which I haven't always been able to do in the past. And one of the, bittersweet things about gaining your freedom is that it does take some enlightenment, and enlightenment to me is really opening up the doorway within yourself to love, but also self-love and compassion. And I do a lot of this through meditation. And a lot of people are afraid to stop, and you don't have to sit and do a long meditation, but to stop long enough to feel what's really going on inside of you, even though there might be some negative consequences that are happening in your life. And so sometimes we have to stop to get started again. And I also think that the path to freedom is also usually paved with some pain. And that's something that I've learned over the years as well, because the pain is a teacher. And Robin Sharma actually says something to the effect of our hurters are our healers. And so every painful lesson, whether it's a small amount of discomfort or something that's very life-changing, actually is a great teacher if we're open to exploring that as well. So something to think about today from a tea perspective, you might want to journal about it, is that the entrance to freedom and enlightenment that will get you out of the darkness is usually a path of pain, and not to be afraid of the pain, but it might be something that you need to work through with a therapist or a counselor, or I am not a medical professional, but I'm just sharing my experiences here and some of the training that I've done, so that perhaps your day today can be a little bit easier instead of harder. And I hope that's the case. And until we have our next cup of tea, here's to you from me, Miss G.